Mr.
Mr.
Galloway,
Galloway, thank you
спасибо,
for
что
inviting
приехали
our
на этот
forum.
форум.
And can you
Скажите,
please answer
пожалуйста,
one question?
один
How
главный
we
вопрос.
can prevent
Как
this
нам
world
избежать Третьей
war?
мировой войны?
Well, I don't think there will be a third world war, but there is war throughout the world. But the empire is losing it. They declared war against Russia in 2014 on the Ukrainian front, and they have failed. The idea of the United States fighting China, let alone China with Russia, is now so ridiculous no one could contemplate it. The United States is failing to prevail against Iran. How can they fight China and Russia? So that danger of the Third World War, the US versus Russia and China, is gone now, I think. Instead, we have a lower level of war. We have economic war, and we have hot war by proxy in different parts of the world. But we're winning. So I'm a confident and happier man than you might think.
What about nuclear weapon?
Of course, that's the ultimate. But then, if they resort to nuclear weapons, humanity is ended. And however stupid the ruling circles in the West are, they're not that stupid. They don't want to die. They don't want to see their children dying. They don't want to see their country in the midst of a nuclear winter that will last 1,000 years. So I don't believe that they will have recourse to nuclear weapons either. And I don't think the ruling elites behind the political leaders will accept that either. So, of course, that remains the ultimate nightmare danger. And of course, the clock is close to midnight always. And there's always the risk of accident or supremely irrational behavior, especially with Trump in the White House. But I think wiser counsel will prevail.
What about elites behind the political leaders? Who are them really? Who was the subject who began the war between Israel and United States and Iraq?
Well,
Iran, sorry.
I personally believe that the compromise gathered on Donald Trump was decisive in his decision to join what is effectively Netanyahu's war against his main regional rival. Now, people say, well, how bad can the compromise be? Well, it can be very bad. It can be the kind of compromise that puts you in prison, never mind in disgrace, but puts you in prison. We're not talking about a class, an Epstein class, with sexual proclivities that are in any way normal under any legal system anywhere in the world. Talking about children, maybe even talking about not just sexual, but homicide against children. So, if the compromise that establishes that is in existence in the hands of Israel, which we must presume it is, then you can see why Trump would take such a decision. But there are also people who are determined to stop the rise of the BRICS, and perhaps they saw Iran as a weak link in the BRICS. If they did think that, they don't think it now. They know now that they underestimated Iran to a remarkable degree. We all have underestimated Iran to a remarkable degree. How do they feel now in Venezuela when they see the fight being put up by Iran?
Yes.
And there are other places too where
That was
lessons
possible.
of Iran are currently being learned.
And what about deep state? If we're talking about elite, what about democracy? You are going on the elections next month, and do you still believe that democracy exists?
Well, as President Francis Urquhart said in House of Cards, uh, democracy is so overrated. This obsession with which party, which color tie, which fake personality will prevail over the other fake personality is a complete failure, you can say. Uh, when the choice is between Tweedledee and Tweedledum, uh, there's actually not that much point in voting. And in the last general election in Britain, uh, the majority of people didn't want to vote for either of these two parties. Uh, and many chose, and many are choosing, and will again next to vote for something else entirely. In China, they say you cannot change the party, but you can change the policies. In the West, you can change the party, but you cannot change the policies. They remain the same, whomsoever is elected. So, democracy for me is about outcome, not process. Is the system delivering a better life and hope for future generations of our people? Uh, and if it is, it's a democracy. If it is delivering unending misery to its own people, it is not a democracy. It's a pretend democracy.
And what about your goals on the next elections?
Well, of course, as long as elections are permitted, and that cannot be guaranteed. Uh, they already stole the election in Romania. In the next few days, they may steal the election in Hungary. They stole the election in Moldova. And they have stolen elections in the United States. Trump undoubtedly won the election in 2020, and they stole it from him. So, as long as elections are still permitted and are still capable of delivering some political action that is meaningful, then we'll, of course, continue. I'm having to lead the Workers' Party of Britain from exile. I cannot return to the United Kingdom. I'm standing as a candidate in the elections. How's that for British democracy?